Yeah, but like, oh, you gotta, I don't know, have
Yeah.
some subject.
I mean, it's like that weird thing where it's like, because I always think about like, you know, what do I want to talk about on the podcast, and it's like, do I? Okay, hold on. I should do an intro actually before we start talking. Welcome to Beetbox, episode 8. I'm back. It's Sonia. Sonia, say hi.
Sonia, hi.
Yes, hi. Sonia.
Choose a few tricks.
Fucking says your own name. Like a fucking.
Sonia, like a Pokemon.
Like a Pokemon. I'm activated. Yes. Back from Canada. Can you talk? Do you want to tell the world about that? I don't think you were. Last time I had you on, I don't think you had moved yet. I think this was like
yeah, still in France.
We're still in French, and now you're in a different place that also speaks French.
Yes, so at 7-hour flight.
very same but different.
Very, yeah, it's kind of like that. Like, there's so many French people in Quebec, like in Montreal, that sometimes you forgot you're like in a foreign country. Yeah?
Right, like
yeah,
like I can kind of imagine like. Yeah, like it would be so weird to come to a place and they just like speak Danish. Like it's like a fucking weird like Disneyland version, like they've of like the you know what I mean? Like it's like a fake version of France, maybe. Like it kind of feels like it's like, oh, like you guys also speak French. I don't know. I would feel kind of tripped out by it. Like I know there is like a town in the world somewhere that I've heard. Or I think it's like a town in America where they're like devoted to like Danish culture. I don't think any of them actually speaks Danish, but they just like love like the food and like everything, and they'll just like celebrate Danish holidays and shit.
The Americans have like a weird fetishes about certain cultures.
I mean, America just has like a Europe fetish, and like you always see that in American movies, like, oh, we're gonna go to Europe, we're gonna go to this and that. Like that's like the dream, like the whole thing with like, for example, you know, I mean, you're French, like you know this, like how especially a lot of foreigners, but especially Americans will like romanticize Paris like so much. Yeah. Like it's like, oh, it's the most romantic city in the world, you know, this and that. It's like, you know, I've been to France. It's a cool place. I wouldn't say it's the most romantic city in the world. It wasn't like, you know, I didn't fucking.
There was like,
go. No, go.
There was like that show, you know, Emily in Paris. That like super romanticized the stuff, and like the first season was awful, second season awful as well. I heard. Like I didn't watch it.
I heard it should be really bad. Didn't you tell me about this? Like,
yeah,
there was like really.
Because like they are super like racist against French, and at the same time, everyone is white in the show, but like there's a shit ton of immigration in France, especially like Arabs and you know, black people and stuff. Like there's a lot of that, and like you don't see it in Emily in Paris because I don't know, it's not aesthetic enough. People with different skin tones. I don't know.
I think that's what
you tell me, bitch. Okay.
Like I think that is like
that's
the
right.
American.
But that's like bullshit, you know?
Yeah, like
and like she's.
Yeah, like she's like
she has like
right?
Yeah, she's fucking obnoxious. She doesn't learn French. She lives in an apartment that like so fancy, but you can't find apartments like that unless you're like super rich in Paris. Yeah. They're so expensive. Like that would be interesting if like it was shitty like stuff that really happened in Paris and it was like having a critical eye on it. But I think there's the same problems in America, like overpriced real estate.
It's like written by like an American like a tourist who's has like this romanticized idea of what France is. Like they've never actually been there. They don't really know anything about it.
Even if you come like as a tourist, you'll see like unless you're like blindfold, like you come in certain maybe neighborhoods, you'll find only like white people and super rich with like gorgeous apartments. I'd believe that, but in like most of France, like there's a lot of immigration, so I'm fairly sure like you won't find. Yeah. That's like the difference with French show that happens in Paris. Like there's a lot of you see like if you watch a French show, there's some on Netflix. I don't know if they're dubbed in English though, but like all the characters are like a lot of ethnicity, which is like accurate because there's like a lot of ethnicity in France.
Yeah, I mean, like when I came
So
to
you see
visit
like the
you,
street shit and all the true stuff, like
yeah,
people are rude sometimes, but sometimes they're super nice. Like it's a spectrum, you know.
yeah, yeah, but like, cause like when I came to visit to visit you, like there was like definitely like a lot of like not white people, like
Yeah.
like it was very like multicultural or whatever, it was cool. I forgot I was in France half the time. I thought I was in Italy. The the little streets
Oh,
of
damn.
don't you remember I kept saying that? I was like I just thought of that right now. That was like a meme. I kept saying that. I was like, I know I keep saying this, but this architecture, this city like really reminds me of like Italian architecture.
Yeah,
Like
like
the streets.
all this part of Europe, same like Spain, sometimes like they have building like that. Germany,
Yeah.
same stuff. Belgium, same stuff.
Yeah.
Like
It
it's
was
very European
and it was
stuff.
like pretty warm too, I remember. So I felt like I was like on
So it was
it was pretty damn hot.
no, but like you were in t-shirt and I was
Yeah.
in a sweatshirt, so
Yeah.
like jackets. It's
Just
like
the
you're too used to
yeah.
cold
I'm in
weather.
the Viking climate, bro. But wait,
Yeah.
because like right now over here, it's fucking hot. It's like it is okay. I think you would think this is hot too. Actually, it's
You're
like
gonna say 14, I'm gonna slap you in the
yeah,
mouth.
it's like 14 Celsius. I'm like, this is pretty
Yeah.
hot. Like 14, 15. I mean, I think it actually like was like 16 or 17 yesterday, and like that is hot. You gotta admit, 17 is hot. Like
No.
no,
Because like maybe it's not the same type of warmth. Okay, because like in French it's very humid in France.
right?
It's very humid,
Oh yeah,
so when it's hot, like it's
just sticks to
humid
you.
and stuff. Like maybe it's more dry, so it's more
Yeah,
bearable.
it's nice.
Because
Yeah,
like in Montreal, apparently it's like more dry summers, so it's more bearable. Same as like the winter, like you
yeah.
get -20 and it's like you can still go out, like
What?
it's super cold.
You get
Yeah, when
minus
I came,
20 in
the
Bordeaux
first week
in
I came
Montreal?
here
Oh,
in
Montreal, yeah.
Montreal, -20. I was
What?
like, my lashes were frozen.
Is that even
No
possible?
joke.
Jesus
Yeah, and
Christ.
like you could go out, like technically, like there was people outside because like it's dry weather, so it's more bearable. In France, when it's like 0, you don't go out, like it's super cold.
Jesus. That's crazy. But I think I did see like a video like that. Like there's like this viral video with like this guy who's like I think it was someplace in Canada. Was it Montreal? I don't know. It's like him. It's like a thing where he records himself like, "This is me after being outside, 2 minutes in some like Canada place," and then it's like, "This is me after 5 minutes." And like he gets like more and more snowed, and it's like, like he's like completely frozen. His like beard is like got ice on it, and he's like, "This is me, 30 minutes after being outside." He's like dead.
But yeah, that's like it. That's really it. That's crazy. Like my dad was blown away. Like he had never seen that stuff. So
Mm.
he really loved it. Like that was a big change for him.
Yeah, but like, wait, no, but you guys have like snow in France, though, right?
Mm, last time I had snow, like I was a kid. It hasn't snowed in
Ah, damn.
a while in Bordeaux. Maybe
Hmm.
it snows sometime in Paris, I think, or in the north of France, but very, very rarely in the
Okay.
south.
So that was like a like kind of like a thing for you when you came there and saw the snow for the first time in
Yeah,
years.
but like it snowed like 2 days ago. Like that's insane.
Yeah. Oh,
It never stopped.
so it's like
It never
very
stopped.
up and down.
Yeah, it's a lot. Like I feel like it's a lot of like right now I just want warm. Just want warmth.
Please have summer.
Yes.
But like, do you feel because you said earlier like how in Emily in Paris she like comes to Paris she doesn't like make any effort to like integrate herself into the culture and like learn the language and stuff. Like, do you think
Yeah, she
like
just shit talk.
she just shit talks all the time? Like, do you
Yeah.
think like you know? Because like I think okay if you I think first of all it depends on like where you move and it depends on like how long you plan to live there and stuff. But like for example, like in Denmark, you can live in Denmark and not know Danish and still like get around. Like 90% of people in Denmark speak fluent
Oh.
English. But like say Japan, you kind of have to know at least like basic Japanese if you're gonna live there, right? Like, because I also think it's different when you come as like a tourist. Like some people are very different a bit. Like some people, like even if they come like as a tourist for like a week, they want to know like basic phrases and stuff. Like they'll be like, oh, I want to know how to say like thank you and please and stuff like that. Like even if they're just there for like a week, where I can be a bit more like, yeah, like I'll just try English. I don't know. Like how do you feel about that? Like how much should you try and integrate yourself, like when you're visiting someplace? You know.
Like, so in the show, like she's coming here to work and well, she lives there, you know.
Right.
So I'd assume if I was in her situation, I would learn a bit, like
Yeah.
at least the good manners and like the
Just
tradition or
basic
whatever,
stuff.
like the culture stuff. Yeah.
Right. Right. Like if
If
yeah, go ahead.
Go on. Oh. If I was there for vacation, like no, or like maybe basic, like please, thank you.
Mm.
But yeah, I would definitely try some uh some English first.
Yeah. Because like I think it's like okay, like if you're gonna like for example, like if I were to move to like Japan, like and like was gonna live there for like a year, take like a year off, and I'm gonna like have a place. I'm gonna work in Japan for like a year. Then I would definitely have to like learn at least like a basic conversation, like how to, so I can go to the store and I can talk to my coworkers, like stuff like that. Like you would have to learn that, right? But like I feel like it's like really depending on the time, because like there's also like people, for example, people in Denmark. Like I was actually surprised by this. Like there was like a person um at because we have like a lot of immigrants here, right? And there was like a person at work who like I talked to her and she was speaking English and I was like, oh, like where are you from? This and that. She was like, oh, I've lived in Denmark for 5 years, but I just haven't like learned the language. And I was just like, all right, like it's fine, it's whatever. We all speak English. And then the one of my coworkers came up to me and she was. I mean, well, she still is. I just don't work there anymore. But, she's an immigrant, and she was like really offended. She's like, "Oh my god, that's so like arrogant of her," And I was like, "What? Like, why?" She's like, "Oh, like to, like she was like pissed that like why would she stay here for 5 years and not make the effort to like to integrate yourself, Because like because like she felt that's what like she said like she's made the effort, you know, and to see someone else who's not willing to make that effort, like, and I thought that was
Well,
really interesting because I'd never gotten that angle on it before, because
like
like
it depends. If you like first like not speaking the native language, it will close you like a lot of opportunities
mm,
in the country. So like you have to live with that. And like if she wanna live there, like your friend that doesn't speak Danish, but she's gonna have to at some point. Or if she
yeah.
just
Well,
here
it
for
wasn't my
work and
friend, it
then
was
come back.
just someone at work. It was
Oh yeah, like your coworker,
yeah, yeah.
then
Mm-mm.
like that's just if you, I guess that would be better. And like living 5 years in the country, like you catch up some stuff.
Yeah,
You can't like just be. That's gonna be hard, like to not get at least a few
yeah. It's
sentences.
almost like stubbornness, like avoiding it on
Yeah,
purpose.
yeah, like
Hmm. I don't know. I mean, you're right. Like, it could definitely be like isolating. I would imagine, like, if you're living there for like over a year and like not knowing, like, not really being able to speak to someone like properly. Um, it has to be isolating. Like maybe you move there with someone, then you kind of live in like your own like social bubble where you just talk to like the people that you're there with, and you can't really talk to your coworker. Like that has to be lonely, like
yeah.
um no, because like I think that would be one of the big hurdles for me if I ever did end up like spending a year in Japan. Because like I know Japan is like not like doesn't have the largest amount of English speakers, so I think you do need like at least like not as a tourist, like because I've been there as a tourist, and you can definitely like get around as a tourist without knowing Japanese. But like if you want to actually
Probably
like
not in the like small cities, but probably yeah in Tokyo.
yeah,
Definitely.
like in the service industry and stuff, you can. you can get around with English, but like it's more like, if you want like a job and stuff, I can imagine like not everyone, will, and it would just probably like just look better on your resume that you speak at
Yeah,
least a
it's
little
already
bit
like
of
a down.
Japanese.
It's already like a down that you're not Japanese. So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, depends. I guess like if you want to be an English teacher, which is probably what I would work as, because like that's, I'm
every foreign job.
every foreign job, and like I'm gonna like start like what's it called, educating myself to be a teacher soon anyway. So like if I had that education behind me, and also like you're saying, it's like every foreign job as a native English speaker. I've heard that like it really like it's like, oh, you speak. I'm not even a native English speaker. Okay, when are you a native English speaker? Like, what is that? Like
When it was your mother tongue,
okay,
like,
so I guess I'm
but
not.
like you can, yeah, but you can be like very familiar. Like you can get a degree that's certified that you're like
Yeah.
you can speak English like super well. Also, I don't think they're gonna be like super picky apparently because like the never level of the teachers, it's
Mm.
pretty terrible. So
Yeah. No, but that would be fucking cool to try that though. I would definitely like like want to do basically what you're doing, like, but just in a way cooler place, like Japan, Montreal. Pff, who want to live there? No, I'm kidding.
whatever. No,
I'm kidding. But yeah, no.
they're gonna be like a lot harder to because like thankfully where I am, like there's a lot of French immigration, so they're
Hmm.
pretty used to us in a way.
Right.
So there's like a lot of things that are useful for us, like for example, as like social security. Like you
Hmm.
get some special treatment when you're French, and you get to apply to like the Quebec social security stuff.
Mm. Wait, what's that? What's
So
Social Security?
it's like basically for doctor, but like it's like emergency stuff, you know.
Uh huh. Like if you get
So
into an accident.
yeah,
Okay. So like you
so like
fall.
even if I don't have insurance, I still have
Oh.
that.
Oh.
So
Right. So, and that's like free.
yeah,
Ah, dude, that's
but it's
fine.
like very limited because foreign, you know. So only
Right.
for emergency.
Dude, why are people so mean to foreigners? Foreigners don't get any shit.
Yeah,
Like,
it depends on the country, I guess. But like, yeah, it's just like, oh, they're stealing a job when bitch, they're doing the job no one's want to do.
yeah, you're not stealing anyone's job. You had this job before, right?
Yeah,
So,
first.
so you're
And
you,
then I didn't steal it. I earned it. Okay?
yeah.
I worked.
I
I
mean, you.
think it was easy to.
Yeah, like I mean, you just the only difference now is that you're moving like closer. Like you have the same job that you
Yeah.
had before. So,
So my boss doesn't pay as much taxes.
so it's
It's
for
like
your
okay,
boss'
like
sake.
yeah, definitely. Like if it wasn't, I was probably no. Maybe I would have moved there actually, but Canada reimbursed like a big part of people's salary in the multimedia industry.
Mm,
So video games apply to that. So that's nice
right. Like
for
you
my
get paid
boss.
more.
I get paid more, yeah, but also I have like a lot more expenses,
Oh, like what?
like my fucking rent.
Oh, all right, because you right. Okay, I
Yeah,
see
because I
what you're
was at
saying.
my parents' house.
Yeah.
So like I did save a lot of money. That's super nice. But
Mm-mm.
and I'm still like in the positive, but like the fuck, how it's called real estate market right now, like in the last few years because of the pandemic and stuff, a bunch of stuff, like it blew away. Like the prices are super high for what it is, and people that have like flats, they had for so for example, like when I was looking for an apartment,
Mm.
uh I was looking at a studio,
Hmm?
and the price of that studio was like $845, something like that.
Hmm.
And so I asked like to the management how much like the last tenant was paying. So the girl that I was gonna take over her lease,
Hmm.
and she was paying like 800. So they fucking
Oh,
bumped the price at $45 a month for market rate, you know?
oh
Not
jeez.
because they did some like renewing or whatever, like it's just because
Just they can.
uh yeah, just because they fucking can, you know? Like it's just bullshit to treat